Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day, where we continue with our recitation from Rag Asa. The composition is Mahalla Chautha, the fourth Nanak, Guru Ram Das, and the recitation. Asa Mahalla Chautha, Mere man tan prem, naam aadhar, नाम जपी नामो सुख सार नाम जपो मेरे साजन सैना नाम बिना मैं अवर न कोई वडे भाग गुरमुख हर लेना रहाओ नाम बिना नहीं जीविया जाए वडे भाग गुरमुख हर पाए नामहीन कालख मुख माया नाम बिना त्रिग त्रिग जीवाया वड्डा वड्डा हर भाग कर पाया नानक गुरमुख नाम दिवाया. The passage is all about Naam Japo Mere Sajan Sena, Naam Bina Main Avar Na Koi, Vade Bhag Gurmukh Har Lena. Rahao. My friends and companions, says Guru Ram Das, realize the self, Naam Japo, for there is none other like it. Naam bina main avar na koi. There is none other. If you are so fortunate, vade paag gurmukh har lena. If you were so fortunate as to find the enlightener Gur, to achieve the Har self, that state. That is the thrust of this passage. So Naam Japo. Naam is the foundation of Sikhi. Nanak ke kar keval naam, as Guru Arjan has stated. It only speaks about Naam. And now, while it is not possible to dwell on it at length in the amount of time we have, we will keep it in the context of this passage. It's used to describe the Creator. It is used to describe the self within. It's used to describe divine virtue. It is used to describe self-knowledge. It all depends on the context in which it is being used within Gurbani. So one has to be alert to the context. Naam Japo is also referring to a process because there is an activity involved. Do something. He's saying, do Naam Japo. So there is an action, there is a process, there is an activity involved, and we'll try and examine that. And now he says, this is the state of my mind when I did Naam Japo. Mere man tan prem. So he says, when I contemplated the wisdom of the self, which Naam Japi here means, contemplation, when we say contemplation on the wisdom of the self, it encompasses various things. It encompasses activities like recitation of Gurbani. It involves an understanding of Gurbani. It involves recitation, reflection. It's a holistic activity. It even involves repetition of the Mool Mantra or Vaheguru, if you will. These are all activities that it involves, but what we notice in Gurbani is that it does not prescribe any particular activity prescriptively. It's not prescriptive. And the reason it's not prescriptive is that Gurbani delivers a message that is not structured like philosophy. That doesn't say if A then B. What it is doing is give you intimations. It's telling you this is a path to self-discovery. So the element of the self, the individual, is a big variable in this. Depending on your temperament, you might choose to choose the activity or choose the way you want to engage in this process. So in any event, we've used the word contemplate because I think it is fairly broad and catches the essence of what is being asked to do. So contemplate on the wisdom of the self, which has come to you as embodied text in Gurbani. Do that through the process of Nam Japi. That is Nam Japi. The Guru says, when I did that, I experienced supreme satisfaction. Nam Japi Namo Sukhasar. And love filled my heart and soul. Mere man tan prem. And the self, wisdom of the self, because that is how we know the self, through knowledge, became my support. So this is a process of decentering the haume ego, which is at the center of our experience. It's the sovereign right now, the sense of I. What we are trying to do is destabilize this structure and not let it control us the way it does. Because when we gradually destructure it, or you can think of this as a process of maturation, where the conditioned mind, haume, which is habituated to a subject-object frame of reference. It's the center of all experience, and the world outside is differentiated as objects. But Guru wisdom deconditions it, and it begins to realize its true self. So that's the process that the Guru says, I've gone through and I have found supreme satisfaction. He goes on to say, Naam bina nahi jeevya jaye. Without forming a relationship with Naam, here actualizing the self with its virtue, one cannot be said to be alive. So unless you have a relationship with Naam, what does that mean? You're not alive. Nahi jeevya jaye, or I cannot live. It's actually saying you're not really alive. It means Naam is being used here in the context of a deeper level of self-awareness, of one's connection with Naam. Naam here is the creator. The two are intertwined. So our connection with Naam, or Hukam, if you will, which is the organizing principle, is not merely physical, but it's mental and psychological as well. We have to make that connection. We have to understand that psychologically, mentally, Hukam is what reigns within us. Our psychological processes, mental processes, feelings, emotions, this is all Hukam. So we have to find the connection because it is then connected to the outside world. So if you understand the inside, you will understand the outside. If you understand the outside, you will inform the inside. So there is a synergy. It is in fact identical. And then Naamheen, if you are without self-awareness. So you see here, Naam is being used as self-awareness. If you lack self-awareness, that is to say, if you live under the shadow of Maya, Naamheen, Kalakha Mukha Maya, what happens is Maya, the world of the senses, veils the self and causes psychological and spiritual darkness. And the Guru says, Naam bina trig jivaya. It is an absolute disgrace to live without the enlightenment of Naam. Naam here being enlightenment. So ultimately, the Guru says, Vada vada har bhag kar paya, Nanak Gurmukh Naam Divaya. Now, Gurmukh is the key here, the channel. You have to be guided by good wisdom because that is the conduit that connects you to the self, which connects you to Naam. On that note, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.